Oh, WrestleRoni fans,
Oh,
what is going on? This is Marcus Twist, and I'm doing a Takeover episode. Lou's going to be my co-host for this evening. So that's pretty interesting. I just decided to take over the show, and I brought my own guest, former HWF heavyweight champion. We got Matt Silks on the line with us here tonight. Matt, how's it going?
It's going, man. It's been a crazy week. How about you? How are you guys?
I'm doing really good. I'm hanging in there. I've had a long work week. I'm ready to do some wrestling. I got some wrestling coming up this Sunday for BCW down in Micmac in West Virginia. What about you, Lou? What you got going on?
I thought I had a show going on. What the hell is going on here today?
Oh, hey man, flip the switch. We do that sometimes.
Okay, all right. Do your thing, man. We'll have
See,
fun, I
it's a
guess.
party. You see the background? It's a party.
Oh, do
Part.
you see the
I
badass
just,
background?
Yeah,
w-
because we flip the switch. So
yeah, I
it's a
wasn't
party
aware of
now.
all the flip switching and takeover episode, but all right, we'll roll with it here. Glad to meet you, and have at it, Marcus. Let's do your thing, man. Big boy,
Hell
big
yeah.
dog, big shot, takeover. Whoa,
Yeah, so I got promoted. How about it?
heel
All right.
turn.
So Matt, we've known each other from a couple different run-ins at AON. We're obviously fans of each other. That's why I
Right.
reached out to get you onto the show. Give me a little bit of like your background. I know that like you have your own school and you do a lot of stuff with like your own fed up there, up in the Great North. Why don't you give
Yeah.
me a rundown of like your background? Talk to me about what you've been up to.
Oh man, real simple. Came up really here in Lewistown. Was more homegrown, I guess you'd want to say, because I mainly did shows here in Lewistown for the longest time, and then started checking out Harrisburg, going to different parts of Harrisburg, Marysville, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Worked the scene with Rob Noxious and those guys at CCW for beginning of my 10 years as a wrestler.
I
But
just met Rob in Camden, New Jersey, a couple weeks ago.
yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
definitely.
I just tagged with Rob not too long ago here. It's been a minute. We had actually taken a couple years, the wrestling business.
Mhm.
Take a couple years. We didn't talk too much, but it feels good to be on terms good with him. And I've just been really hitting the road, man. To be honest with you, really hitting the road for like the first time, and like pretty late. You know what I mean? I started training in late 2010, and I
Mm.
backyarded. I backyarded like anybody.
Yeah, I
But
backyarded.
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I mean.
Lou's a
So
backyard warrior.
Oh man.
so I was
Oh,
I was
oh.
pretty tore up before I even started training. So it was crazy. I trained with those guys about 3 or 4 years, and took a little hiatus, and then come back, and I've been back now about 2.5 years, and just running, man, just running, having fun.
Hell
Good.
yeah, man. So we've touched a little base on this, but I wanted to get like the scoop with almost like you heard it here first kind of ordeal.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah.
what's going on with John Ford? Can you run me through that match and dropping the title to the crazy Viking lumberjack man that is John Ford?
Mm.
Well, James Ford.
James Ford. James Ford.
Listen, hey, I stood in the ring with this guy just a couple nights ago. I forgot his name too, but not because it's been a minute since I've seen him, but because he literally beat the hell out of me.
Mm.
Never been manhandled like that before. I will
Oh,
tell you that right now.
I've wrestled him too. That's probably he knocked one of my screws loose. Probably that's why
My God.
I used to work with a John Ford too, so that probably doesn't help much.
Right. Yeah, I could see it. And John and James are really,
Oh,
pretty much
J
the same
names.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm
Um,
just saying a
Off super
professional
bad.
would have known his name.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just saying. Do your
Well, so, I
homework.
mean, I looked up a whole bunch of stuff just to make sure that I was up to date before we started. And if that's like the only thing I messed up is the guy's name who isn't on the fucking show, I don't
Hey.
think it matters, Lou.
It don't. We're late in this thing, I mean, we just hooked up a couple hours ago, so it's good, man.
Yeah,
You know,
he's
it's
not gonna watch it anyway.
yeah, really. He
Oh,
isn't. I mean, if I had to say anything about Ford and I appreciate the scoop thing too, because I really haven't talked about this yet. And normally I'm a media guy. I talk to fans a lot. I'm really vocal about things.
Mm-hmm.
But like he he's very impressive. Very, very impressive. I've shared locker rooms with him. Um, and then to be able to be in the ring and be away, right across the ring from him is a completely different animal. Completely different animal. And I don't know. I was so impressed by it that maybe he could have beat me, but I kicked out of 3 sit down power bombs. No
Oh.
one's ever kicked out of one.
Ha.
Right.
And the title is everything. We all know that, right?
Oh yeah.
And that championship's everything to me. And they screwed me. I think Jason Havoc went out there and put a towel in my wife's hand, and I'm sure there's video somewhere. Threw a towel in, and pretty much got the match stopped. They made the decision. James Ford would be the new HWF champion.
They Hearted you.
They killed me, bro.
They did the
Yeah.
Martha Hart.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Helen Hart. Martha Hart. Helen Hart threw in the towel.
Spooky Lou.
Helen Hart. I knew the name. I was just playing.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry to hear that. Where'd that go down at? What organization was this promotion?
HWF.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
James Ford. Just in case he does watch it, I don't want him to powerbomb me. But
Yeah.
when it was the last Lethal Lottery, he teamed with what is Randy's last name? It was him
Randy.
and Randy and me and one of the what is that? I can't remember who I tagged with, but I know that he tagged with one of the old school AON guys, Randy
Right.
something rather. That's not the point because it's got nothing to do with him or the guy I tagged with. It's got everything to do with me and James. I like to do a satellite Rana from the second rope. I'm heavy. I'm 235.
Right.
And he caught me and buckle bombed me. So, I know James Ford's an extremely strong guy. And I mean, like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like, you're smaller than I am.
Yeah.
So just walking into a challenge like that, like, it takes some balls.
It does. It really
And
does.
I know you gave it your all. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen like all kinds of footage, but I did see the match recaps. You think that you might revisit that in the near future?
It is 100% my goal to, get back at it. I do know that because of the decision that was made and the way that it was made, I know that there's going to be some kind of crazy politics stuff that these guys are going to do and make it to where maybe I can't have a rematch clause or whatever you want to call it. But I worked up to the opportunity in the first place, man. You know what I mean? And if I could work up to it the first time, I can do it again. Obviously that match with Ford was probably the way it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Because in a lot of ways, I was really comfortable, man. I really was. I was having great matches. I had a great match with Zach Rain, an amazing worker, and then just rolling into this match, I think that I was humbled. I was humbled, and what a guy to humble me. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take every precaution I can to get a rematch or whatever I can do there. But I don't know, man. I don't know where things are going right now, and I don't know if I like that.
Well, it's odd coming from somebody who has dropped the title and then recently made a comeback appearance. I know that dropping a title, especially one that's super important to you, will put you back on track to being hungry. You can become complacent. We were RSW tag team champions for almost 7 months. And then just out of nowhere, it's like the whole tower came crashing down.
Oh,
and
right.
then here we are. We take our 3-month hiatus, stay away from tag wrestling in West Virginia for the most part. And then we came back hotter than ever this past weekend.
That's
so, I
good.
mean, like, whenever you get taken out of the game and you suffer a big loss, it's hard to get your head back in to where it was whenever you were on top, because you're the top of the card. You're the big man on campus.
You
But
really are.
the second that you end up getting knocked down a couple notches like that, and you're at the bottom, it's all about working your way up. And how hungry are you, and how bad do you want it again?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm finding myself in the same exact situation that you are. I'm working my way up now currently. Saturday Night Special is back on the map and working our way up the roster. So, I mean, hey,
That's great, man.
sympathy, and I know it was a hard match. I've
Yeah.
wrestled James too. He's a tough man.
Yeah, he is. He is a really tough man, and I know there's a whole lot of stuff going on there with the heavyweight title and all that. But funny enough, about 2-3 weeks ago, my wife and I went on a little vacation. We took like a night and got a hotel, went away, went to movies, and we go to Applebee's. So I go to Applebee's and I snagged this selfie of myself and my wife, and I was like, I'm trying to get this match booked. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? A whole bunch of people liked it. I almost tagged you guys. What I'll have to do is I'll have to go back and tag you guys in it. There was a whole bunch of likes on it. I was like, fantasy tag match, this, that, and the other thing. Because it really is a match that I really wanted to do. And then I think we were like this close to actually having the match. And something got mixed up where we couldn't have the match or whatever. But it is going to be an amazing one. I'm excited for that.
See, I'll fill you in, because I don't know if I actually told you, like, we got our work reasons, but we like to work and we like to shoot here on this podcast.
Right.
The shoot reason that DD Vice couldn't make that date at AON, so we could have had this tag match, is he's a daddy now. So, I mean, his daughter was born. He took some time off. He managed to not. He wanted to be there. He wanted to come back.
Right.
But, it was just
That's so much more important, dude. Yeah. So much more important. You have all the time in the world to have 100 million matches. That stuff right there, that comes first. I was right there with my wife the whole time too, so I know exactly what that's all about.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've been fucking with him about like gaining the baby weight. I feel like Sammy went back down to being the same size almost immediately. My man's almost like 300 pounds.
Damn.
He put on that daddy weight.
It comes on fast, but man, it takes forever to lose it.
He's the enforcer now. He was the enforcer before. Now he's fucking large and in charge. I'm super pumped about it. I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that I'm excited for, and since we've already mentioned it, we might as well dive into it now. AON has the next Lethal Lottery coming up. Was that that's April 1st?
I do believe it is April 1st.
We have you tagging against your tag team partner, RD Mosh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what a crazy and what is it? Miss. It's unfortunate.
It is.
I was looking for a word, but it is unfortunate. It's an unfortunate turn of events being pitted against each other. I've fought my own tag partner for fun quite a few times, but I mean, what are you thinking coming into that? How's that feel, like knowing that the prize at the end is always the big battle royal and the big title shot? What's your strategy? You have a game plan. What's going through your mind?
Going through my mind is well. Here's the thing. The whole thing with All or Nothing Wrestling. We've had a really good time working up there, traveling the road to get up there. We have never won a match at AON. We've been there probably over a year and a half, and we've come up on the losing end of a lot of matches. And I've been talking to Artie Mosh a lot about this. You know what I mean? And I was just like, the last show we were there, we went out and, we actually, Matt has a voice now, I took the mic out and, shot some words and kind of introduced myself. And I feel like taking maybe the liberty of doing that, maybe ruffled some feathers, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know the odds. There's a lot of tag teams in AON. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of talent in AON. the odds of me and RD Mosh being drawn, pretty slim, but I'm already over that. I'm dealing with drama everywhere I'm at here. If it makes sense. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think it's definitely an opportunity, and it's an opportunity that I think that it's everything happens for a reason. That's just how I am. I think that. So this is supposed to happen. I don't know what the outcome is. I don't know. Uh, I don't even know what the proper mindset is going into it, but I do know it's going to be a good time. And every time RD Mosh and myself are in the ring against each other, he always loses. Just saying.
Hey, brother, I know how that is. Me and DD Vice currently are 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
We
I'm 1
had
0 with them right now.
Mm.
okay.
But yeah, that's something.
What the fuck was that?
Dude, I was waiting for you to talk. Were you just waiting for me to talk?
I was waiting for you to
Oh,
talk. You
fuck.
said you were 1-1. You said you were 1-1, and I was 1-0. So yeah.
Okay, like we had some wires get crossed. I was waiting for you. You were
I
waiting
thought
for
my
me.
All good,
computer
man.
Lou's
froze.
just sitting there.
We're
Like
already
a
getting
boss,
ready for the
dude.
match.
In the zone, baby.
Oh
Right.
shit. Yeah, but we had a match in Connecticut, and that was like the first time outside of training because we trained together forever before we actually started tagging together.
Right.
And then we had a no ring death match against each other in Pittsburgh at Evil Ways. He won the regular match. I won the no ring death match. I hit him with a tiger driver through a chair. So I'm pretty sure that means I'm tougher than he is, but he might be more technically sound than I am. He can play within the rules, and I just decided not to.
Yeah.
I got lucky. So, I mean, we got to run it back eventually. We were talking about that not too long ago, and we might have our chance to do that at some point. But speaking of Pittsburgh, it might not be no ring death match stuff. I like these transitions that I got going on. We might have had that long pause, but we're staying on track here.
Yeah,
These
we're
nice
good.
transitions. I'm just shooting from the hip. So PWX, I've seen that like you guys have been doing a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
Um, what's the game plan there? What's the rundown? I don't follow them as heavily as I do some of the other stuff. So
Right.
I mean, I'm not as familiar with the product. If you want to give like a big rundown, what's your goals? What are your aspirations there?
The goals, aspirations there, I mean, going in was to get the tag team established, Sons of Mifflin County. And this is a company that I've been able to be pretty creative, and they've been very open with me. You know what I mean? Very welcoming to me. This place has so much history. You know what I mean? It's like 28-year long history. Whatever. The building's beautiful, I think. It's made like that old what was the Lucha Underground? Yeah, Lucha
Okay,
Underground. Yeah.
Hmm.
It
okay,
has that, dingy, dark, basement-esque, feel. And the goal is, to become tag champions up there. And, it's funny you were talking about having, that crazy match that you had.
mm-hmm.
We're actually getting ready to go into a big hardcore match up there.
Oh hell
Uh,
yeah!
yep, April 8th. Yep, April 8th. We were just up there last month here, and we had a crazy tag match with Violent Love, and it was incredible. But they got one over on us. I was a little bit of a sore loser, maybe.
Mm.
Jumped them, did the good old jumps. Jumped them up and challenged them to a third tag match, and it's a hardcore tag match, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's just to really establish us as how different styles of work. You know what I mean?
Right.
And really, that's what the game plan is. And if they're going to, generous enough, open it up to me and be able to show different styles of my work, then hell yeah, that shows them, hey, these guys are actually wanting the tag titles. They want to stay here. I really like it there. I really, really, really like it there. And so does Mox and the rest of the guys. They've given us a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I know Pittsburgh loves deathmatch wrestling and they appreciate good tag teams. So I mean, like you guys should have
You
a
got to
ton of
bring it.
fun. I
Yeah.
know that we had our little run in with Violent Love. because we had a team drop out at AON.
That's
And
it. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would like to run that back again at some point, because I was just talking to Justin, on his post the other day about it. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
tag DD Vice, and I was just like, hey, check this out, bud. Like, these guys are like getting they're getting established, they're getting in there. We got plenty of tag teams we want to work with all over the place. So I mean, like,
yeah.
I owe you guys a match. I know that. We got to
Definitely.
sort something out for that for sure.
Definitely. And I know a couple people that could probably make that happen. So
So do I. We might
yeah.
have to ask around a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out. It's exciting.
Lou,
Yo,
you've been really quiet, dude.
I'm listening and learning.
You're listening and learning. How about, like, what are some of, like, the questions you like to ask, Lou? I know I want to pop you. I want to make you enjoy this conversation. It's not just us wrestlers talking shop. What's
I'm enjoying
Matt? I'll ask Lou's question for him, and then Lou, you tell me if I approve before Matt answers. How's that sound?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm directing traffic. Okay, so do you have any weird road stories? Anything strange that's gone on or stuck out in your head in particular? And Lou, is that what you would have asked if I'd have let you ask a question?
That was something you asked last episode, and I told you we need to just keep that rolling. Every episode, get those weird stories from people. The last people had paranormal stories instead of kind of what we figured, because wrestling's got weird stories without aliens and ghosts. The people are weird in wrestling. So either way, yeah, just get weird with it.
Yeah, we want to hear the weird shit.
Yeah, you want to hear the weird shit.
Yeah.
Look, I've counted at least 4 or 5 Michael Myers. I know you got some weird stories.
Oh yeah, we most definitely do. Like we got stories of doing ring rentals and coming back from Maryland and having the ring just wanting to jump off the trailer and just join the road along the road there. And so you're making phone calls of I told you I didn't think this was strapped down good enough. You know what I mean? And it becomes a thing to where, I can't believe I just said that. I should have done it my own damn self. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you live and you learn from that. I don't know if you would you'd call it weird, but it is something that happens a lot, so maybe it is weird. I have someone that travels with us, and she goes everywhere. Her and her son, she has a special needs son. Her name's Dawn. She takes photos. She does all kinds of stuff up here at the school. She's always around.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we go on the road, she seems to find money in every single gas station.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean it. I don't think that we've taken one trip that she hasn't at least found $5.
Yeah.
The big one was $50. I was like, dude.
Dude.
How did I not go? How did I not see that? You know what
crazy.
I mean? Like, it is crazy.
My wife just found $20 like an hour ago.
And isn't that just like a blessing? It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So like that's something that happens all the time. I mean, I guess probably like the craziest road story that I have so far was Mosh and Mai's first ever double booking.
Uh-oh.
And
Okay.
we were going.
Remember this. I remember you guys posting about it.
Yeah, so we were going from Johnstown, AON, to PWX down there in Pittsburgh. So, and thank God AON was just so cool with working with us and the other promotion. And it's not all the time. And I didn't even want to ask, you know what I mean? But I thought, good experience for the guys, good experience for myself even. You know what I mean? So let's see if it works. And it almost didn't. We were 8 minutes. We were pulling in, dude's music's playing. He just won the match. He's going back, and they have like some type of announcement they're going to make. And the reason they're making this announcement is to hold back so we can get there.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there feeling like superstars. I was like, Rodney, do not miss one handshake, dude. I said, you shake every hand. if you think you got that guy already, you get it again, because I'm telling you, you miss somebody, they're gonna remember. They're
Hmm.
just going to, and they're gonna be rubbed wrong by it because you came in late and everything else. But I mean, that was crazy, but it was really fun too, because it was actually the first time that me and him traveled the road together. Because normally I travel with my wife, and she drives my ass everywhere. I ain't driving, you know what I mean? I gotta wrestle, gotta
I
drop some leg drops, But no, it was a good experience. I like traveling. I didn't think that I would when I was younger. I really didn't. I didn't get
right.
it. I was like, I'm over here. Why do I want to go anywhere else? You know what I mean? And then I was just like, oh, this is fun. They don't know me, but this
Mhm.
is fun. I can get them to know me though. So that's what we're doing, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's real exciting. Because I
Marcus,
I
if I
went out.
may, I have to know more on this. First off, props on the double booking and making it, because
Right.
I respect the shit out of that. That's awesome. Props on that. Um,
Yeah.
what I want to know is, did you like work the opener in the first match? Then towards the end of the end, what were the times? Like, what was the time of the first show? Time of the second show?
It was the Johnstown AON show. That was the very first match. I think we had an opening segment, which
I
I
came
think
out
you,
with that.
yeah, you were involved with it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that was the first match there, and then I think we were run right before main event at the other place.
Hell
Yep.
yeah,
So,
man.
so that
Respect.
was that was very fortunate, but really I just got lucky. You know what I mean? Just got really lucky, and I think I can really like contribute the aspect of just I try to have the most respect I can have, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd do just about anything for anybody, unless you screw me over, of course. But that's everybody, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, it's true. I mean, like, we just did an episode that was like all about fan and worker etiquette, like how to interact whenever you're on both sides of the barricade. Um, but I mean, there's a lot of respect. All of that comes from the second you walk in the building until the second you leave.
That's right.
It's all about mutual respect and being good to the people that do the same thing that you do, that love the same thing that you do.
That's right.
Um, there's a lot of people that don't know the etiquette the right way. We came from the guy who trained me would kick your head in if you didn't like shake everyone's hand. You'd be running laps. You know what I mean? You do push ups, sit ups. You'd run drills until you puke. Like we've done that over a ring bell being left someplace.
Yeah,
Like it was rough, but that's the thing. Whenever you get brought up hard like that, you never forget the way
that's
that you're
right.
supposed to act, and you never forget whenever someone doesn't act the right way towards you either.
That's right. See, I was just talking about this the other night. This is a perfect thing to talk about here. Um, I think a lot of that can be, mocked up to a lot of people are softer today, which we know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
True.
but the big thing is, I came from Fort Knox too, so I literally miles. Rob. I'm sure. Hopefully he hears this. You know, he did, and I was the hometown boy, so we had 20 guys and dwindled down to four. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just because it was so intense, and it wasn't. It just wasn't really. It wasn't fun anymore. I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't fun anymore. But it wasn't. You're not trying to have fun at the beginning of this. You're trying to learn how to be safe, and he's trying to teach you the etiquette, and he's trying to show you this is what you do and what you don't do. I can remember after a match I had a drink at a show, and he was like, I was gonna have you come out at the end and get help cremate her, become champion. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh man. And at training the next day, he put me in front of everybody in the ring, and made me puke, go through the up and down hill. We had this thing we call it Humble Hill, that you mess anything up, you're going out, you're down on that hill, you're coming back, and you're doing it until you do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Put you in a room with a salamander heater when there's no damn need for a salamander heater. But I'll tell you what though, a lot of these guys, they couldn't go through that now. But I'm so happy that he did that with me. I hated it then, but I'm happy he did it with me. And a lot of it was this mental games. But
Mm-hmm.
I needed that, and it taught me everything that I really needed to know. You don't have to enforce all that stuff now, but you can tell horror stories, and you
Oh
can
yeah.
also you can also still manipulate situations. But obviously, I've never been one to do that. I've always thought of it as, if you screw up, then you deal with the you deal with the consequence, whatever. So it's just one of those things I was taught the hard way too. So
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Any time that I've ever because I converse with like the AON trainees every time that we go up there, we try to do like a little like workshop with them. I wouldn't
Yeah,
call it a seminar, but
yeah,
we'll I always analyze promos because it's what I like to do. DD Vice likes doing the hands-on, the moves, the
yeah,
drills, and
yeah,
I'll do a little bit of chain wrestling or do something small with them. But like some of the stuff that I was telling them, like I was like, everyone makes it now in training.
they do.
Like, because if you can't be a worker, if you're not cut out to be like in the ring in one fashion, you can always have another job in the back,
Yeah,
or you could be behind a camera, or you could be, the guy in the zebra striped shirt in there calling the matches, doing the damn thing. If you have a knack for talking, you could be an announcer, you could do
yeah,
commentary. I mean, like, there's a lot that goes into all of it.
yeah,
But back whenever I first started, um, plenty of guys got run off all the time. And like even now, like whenever we do get together and RSW throws like training stuff together, we get new guys in there. People fall off and nothing happens for them to do it. They just realize that wrestling's hard and it's not for everybody.
that's
And they
right.
don't have an interest in doing anything else.
Yep.
It's not that we want people to fall off. It just
Yeah.
happens. But I
Well,
mean,
once it comes time to put a ring together, a lot of people don't like to do that either.
that's extremely true.
Yep.
People run away from it. Whenever we were in Camden, New Jersey, I mean, like we're like the big guys on campus. You know what I mean? Because it was us, Beast Man, Cowpoke Paul, and Rob Noxious, and a couple other guys, and everyone else was like green trainees, like, and then we're just kind of hanging out afterwards, and it was like, well, they're taking and putting the ring away, and Beast Man's bullshitting with people. We'll just start helping.
Yeah.
And like we tried to make it fun. We're singing and we're being assholes, and we just had this like crazy 8-man tag where everyone beat the shit out of each other. We worked a match against New Jack's cousin, so I mean you could only imagine how
Yeah.
serious that one probably was. So we're
Right.
all banged up, and I'm singing, carrying boards, being like me, a typical dickhead after a show, ready to go and drink some beers and eat some food.
Yeah.
And I'd like, but we turned it into something fun for all those guys.
Oh yeah.
Um, but that's part of it, trying to make that kind of shit fun, because
It
it wasn't
is.
fun when we did it.
No.
It's not fun now whenever I show up and do it. Do I want to put up a ring? No. Do I want to help? Do I want to show up early? Do I want to be at the venue for 10 hours or more? No. But
But sometimes it's what's needed. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I find myself in the same situation. This last show is the first show in all of these years that I did not have to touch one part of the ring because we just had all of our students there and everybody was responsible. And I also credit it to the fact, I mean, I had a really rough match. A really
right.
rough match. I had my bell rung and I still could have helped with that damn ring though. If I needed to, I could have helped with that ring, and I have plenty of times. But like, it's very important for them to be able to do that. But I also think it goes a long way with like I have one guy, I won't say his name, but I have one guy. It's doing pretty good, and skipped out on pulling the ring down. And I told him, I was like, man, you could hurt yourself by doing that.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
the wrong people see that and see you chit chatting with that fan when really they're supposed to be out of there by that point. They shouldn't be seeing how the ring's put together. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Nah,
And,
I mean, dude, if
you
there's
know,
if there's one person that'll remember that forever, it's the other trainees that are doing the shit while you're not doing the shit.
that's right.
I've
And they all
I've
did.
seen
They
oh
all learned it.
I've seen so many guys just like, oh well, that guy's an asshole, and then no one wants to fuck with him, no one wants to help him
Exactly.
out. Like, hey, you're not like you don't want to be part of the brotherhood and help with
And it
everything. I'm
spreads.
gonna help you.
Yep, it
Yeah.
spreads so fast, and I tell all them that when these guys start, I told them, I said, I wished I would have had a mat whenever I started. I wished I'd had somebody that said, hey, this is gonna hurt when you stumble on this one. And
Mm-hmm.
they've all stumbled on it, and they come back and said, yeah, it hurt. And yeah, I remember you telling me that, but it just wasn't the way you explained it. It was so much worse, or
Oh
whatever. You
yeah.
know what I mean? But it
Uh,
is. All of them are different.
the advice that I give is advice that I wish I would have got, and the person that I am to new people in the business is who I wish I would have had whenever I broke in. Because
Exactly.
I haven't been around for a terribly long time. I started training in like early 2020. So
Right.
I mean, but in a short period of time, I've done a lot just
Yeah.
because of where we came from, where we've been. But I mean, that being said, like I hang out with nothing but old heads. Like
Right.
I mean, like I hang out with all the veterans at RSW. There's all these guys all over the place that have mad respect for me, and that's because we put respect out there.
Yep, and
Um,
you're working, and you're
yeah,
working. You're constantly on the grind, and that's the thing. You know, and starting in 2020, you know, you've probably had more matches. You've probably had more matches from 2020 to this point right now than I've had. I guarantee it. You know what I mean? Because I
we
see you
we've been
guys.
all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
Last
I
year
see you
was
guys
insane.
going all the time. So it's like that amount of time turns into 10 years real quick.
Oh
You
yeah.
may be 4 or 5 years at some. You'll be like, that's 10 years when you look at the work, which is
Mm-hmm.
really important because then, you know, later on you go, how old are you?
33. I just
Yep,
turned
same.
33 in February.
I turned 33 in October. So,
Okay.
yep, so we're the same age. I look at it this way, like all my whole 20s I just wasted them, man. I drank, you know, and just hung back. I was depressed because I left wrestling, didn't work out for me the way I wanted it to, and then like I just look back at it, I'm like, man, I have no idea what I had then, you know what I mean? And I'm 33 now, and I feel like I'm operating on another level. You
Oh,
know what I
dude,
mean? That's
that's one of the first things I said because whenever I was in my 20s, like, and leading, like, up until after, like, before I graduated high school, leading into high school, like, afterwards in college, everything was really music oriented. I played in a band, I traveled in a band, played with a lot of awesome people, opened up for CKY in Pittsburgh, like, did a lot of, like, really fun shit, but couldn't make a career out of it. So
right.
I went and just kind of fell into being like a fan of wrestling and just a normal guy. And I went to work and I took care of my, shit at home.
Yep.
And then just one day out of nowhere, wrestling falls into your lap and like you got the choice to answer it or, turn around and walk
Mm,
away. And I fell right into it head first. And I haven't really looked back since then.
I respect that so much because like so when you fell in love with it to start doing it was whenever you really started training, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's incredible. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys it takes a lot of mental thought of being like, you know, do I really want to do this? And you know, to dive right into it and then to have as much work and you know, the banging matches that you have, dude, I have nothing but mad respect for you. You're killing it, man.
Oh, dude. Same here. We got more than enough respect for each other.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to see, and that's the way that things should be in between people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, outside of the ring, like whenever you're just sitting here, you're shooting around, bullshitting with each other. This is how things should be in between one worker to another,
That's
because it's
right.
man to man. It should always be the most respect for somebody that respects the same thing that you care about.
That's right. Very
damn
Absolutely.
so.
right.
Lou,
Hey,
what the fuck
Spooky
are you
Lou
doing?
here.
Are you sleeping over there, dude?
Spooky Lou here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with me or anything. Jesus. I caught a little tidbit there that I'd like to touch on. You said that you had quit the wrestling business. Do you mind to tell us a little bit about why you quit and what made you come back and the comeback, what you had to go through?
Yeah, that's a
Oh
good
yeah.
question.
Yeah, and it is a lot. Actually, I think it was around 2014 's like whenever I decided to just like be done. You know what I mean? Like I had a really bad experience. Had me and my trainer Rob Noxious. We were having a match. He was really excited about it, and I was hitting homers, man. I was having really good matches, and you know, I don't know if you know Ed House, you know, but I worked with Ed House a whole lot. You know, Jason Havoc, a lot of these guys that, you know, they're older, you
Mm-hmm.
know, Mark Mast, all them. And I had all these guys in my pocket, right? They're all helping me out. And I don't know, man. I wasn't having fun anymore. I felt like it was really stressful all the time. I felt like I was like always in the wrong place at the wrong time, like getting in trouble over dumb shit. You know what I mean? Talking to somebody about having a match and, you know, you can't book your own matches. Well,
No, you
obviously,
can't.
you know, you
Yeah.
can't book your own matches. But you know, when you're young like that and you don't know that stuff, it really can come across as like really harsh. And
Yeah.
the way that it was put onto me was extremely harsh. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm extremely happy that I went through all that. But like at the end of the day, my wife and I, we were coming back from a show, and I seen a guy mowing his grass, and I'm pretty well known here in Lewstown. And you know, if I go wrestle in Harrisburg, they're gonna know me there, maybe State College, whatever. And I just seen this guy mowing his grass and was like, I just want to be dad. I don't want to wrestle anymore. I
Uh-huh.
just want to hang out and not do it. You know what I mean? And I was really banged up. My back was really messed up. Took a really hard bump in the backyard, and then re-hurt it again on a gym floor, taking a really
Mhm.
crazy sick ass back bump,
Mm.
and just needed a break. You know what I mean? Took a break. I've been very vocal about it. I don't like to lean on it like a crutch or anything, but I was addicted to painkillers. You know, pro wrestling story there.
Hey, brother, it happens to a lot of guys,
Hell yeah.
It
especially
does.
if they
It does.
demand more out of their body. Their body, it
Yep.
happens to plenty of people.
It was the hardest. It was definitely the hardest thing that I ever had to go through. And I was an alcoholic too. I drank a lot of alcohol. I don't really drink now at all. I'll have like one or two here and there, but I can't. I just can't do it. I pushed that part of me away. You know what I mean? And it was really hard to get over that. But really, I wanted to come back to wrestling actually, like, I think around 2017 or 18, I think it was, whenever I actually got into a legal issue with wrestling. We won't go deep into that, but wrestling took me into the courtroom, you know what I
Uh-oh.
mean? And it kind
Wow.
of fired me up, you know what I
Right.
mean? And I was
Oh.
like, you know what? I can do this. I can get some people worked up. I was blackballed, and I pretty much was. You know what I mean? Anybody that would do business with me, you weren't working shows. You
Oh.
know what I mean? Everybody that took that, it was like that. I had major monster heat.
Woo.
Major. Yeah, Rob did not like me, as he shouldn't have. I left whenever things were going really good, and when I left, things kind of took a dive and then come back up, just go back and forth, but he had a right to be upset with me. He come up here and he traveled, you know, 50 miles every single Sunday to train me and my guys. And he was very faithful to it. He came up, he did it all the time. And so he did. We had a lot of heat. Whenever I came back, I went about it a way that I wanted to get back in. I made t-shirts, and I still do, but I was making t-shirts for a bunch of wrestlers in Maryland, and got, linked up with the Riot City guys.
Mm.
Hmm.
And Nick, I've known Nick for about 12 years now. You know what I mean? He's always been a pretty good friend of mine. So he kind of got me the wheels moving, which got him in trouble, obviously. Rob and him have had issues in the past, but I don't know how it is now. But the way I look at it is, I'm very, very thankful to Rob and very thankful to Nick and anybody that's helped me on this journey, right?
Mm.
But since coming back, I had all that heat. But just a few months later, here I am working with Rob again on a show in Lewistown. So there's HWF here in Lewistown,
Mm.
and there's also Seven Mountains Wrestling. The guys
Okay.
that run Seven Mountains Wrestling, I had trained with, I had come up with, and they're still doing that show. And when I came back, I was just like, hey, I'm from Lewistown. I lived here my entire life. I'm having a show, dude. I'm running. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be afraid. I was afraid for a good number of years, but it's good. There's peace. You know what I mean? Never thought there would be. There's still stuff that happens, of course, but
Oh yeah. Yeah. Significant.
I fancy myself a heat seeker. I do.
Hey, dude, like the scene in West Virginia is not it's not united, but it's on its way.
It's healing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
That's
glad
good.
you mentioned that. Go ahead.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's always good.
there's a great segregation between like the southern part of the state and the northern part of the state. And I had met Nick at Voltage, so I
Yeah,
mean we had gone out there for a one shot at Voltage.
I love
Um,
it.
healed it up, whooped some ass. But outside of like those guys and some of the dudes out towards like DC, like it's this hardcore. The guys in Charleston don't fucking like the dudes in the north.
Nope.
Guys around Morgantown, the McMecken
Yeah.
area, like it
Yeah.
seems like the guys out towards DC, like where Voltage is,
Yeah.
don't really get involved in it. But it's
It
been
feels
this
like,
nonstop
yeah,
war in between like the north and the south. And
yeah,
like it's slowly
Territory.
slowly getting better. Slowly. It's the slowest goddamn process ever. But I mean, like we've recently like patched things up with like PWL. We've seen guys like Jeff James and like his camp down there.
Right.
We have dudes that are coming in
Jeff
that
Paul,
had
professional.
left. What is it?
Jeff Paul.
Jeff Paul. I said Jeff James, didn't I?
Logan Paul's cousin.
Logan Paul's cousin.
Jeff
Paul.
PWL. Come
I'm
on,
real
man.
bad with names tonight, brother.
Got you.
Hey, it's all good, man. We get hit. We get hit for fun. We can mess up.
I'll give you that. Okay.
Oh, dude, and it's been a long ass day. I worked this 10-hour shift. I came home and did some chores. I mean, like it's been a long day. So if I'm messing up any kind of names,
Paul,
Jeff Paul, Logan Paul, James Ford, John Ford, Henry Ford, all those guys. I fucked it all up. I'm sorry. You gotta forgive me. I'm getting
good, brother.
I wanted to make sure Jeff Paul got his due. Damn it, he's got a big beard.
Is Jeff? Does you think he watches the podcast?
No, but I want people to know the name. He's got a
big beard. His name is dropped.
Yeah, he's got a big beard versus beard match coming up with Jason Kincaid in PW.
I was just about to bring that up. He's got a beard versus beard match. Old Spaghetti Head going up against Jason the Gift Kincaid.
Beard versus beard. Yeah. That's incredible, dude. That's incredible.
Got some beards.
Oh, if you want to talk about a legend, though. Jason Kincaid.
Oh man,
he's an urban legend of West Virginia.
Oh.
That's another guy. That's somebody I'd like to step in the ring with this year. Is Jason Kincaid. I got my chance against Benny Connolly. He's part of the Three Birds. That's what they call themselves. Not Free Birds. The Three Birds. Three, free. So just so I don't mess up any names, I want to make sure I got a little bit of an accent. Don't know who's going to be, caring about what. Lou's being a stickler today.
Well, you say
over the show.
You say you're a lot of places there in West Virginia. Have you ever done any of the? Have you ever worked any of the? Let me see. I don't know if he closed down before you would have started or not. John Rambo. Do you know John Rambo?
I feel like Tim's talked about him before. See,
that's Martinsburg.
Okay. Yeah, see,
that's Martinsburg area.
And that would be what's his name? Mike that runs Voltage. That's like where Martinsburg is.
Yeah, Raddick. Yeah, Mike Raddick. He does our he actually just came back to HWF and man, he's incredible on the microphone as an announcer.
He's
oh
fantastic.
My god.
He was doing announcing for
incredible
for CW there for a while.
And you guys worked VC or VL, what is it? VCW? Yeah, that's it. Jason Heath, Jason Heath, the commentator.
Yeah, Jason Heath. We DD Vice chased him out of the building with a chair.
Yeah.
Like not that long ago. But Jason is one of the most talented commentators.
Amazing. How he is not in WWE or anywhere like that is beyond me. He is incredible, dude.
He puts people so over. And I know he's not a super, super big fan of Saturday Special, but we like him.
Right.
I mean, we also have to be a dick to him because of how he talks about us. But we do like the way he puts all of our shit over. And he actually can't. He's the reason that I go by the sweet and sassy son of the Independents.
Oh yeah.
And he came up with that name off the top of his head. He's named some of our moves. The dude's a big talent. There's a lot of hidden gems. These guys that you'd never know.
Yeah.
And then you catch them somewhere and it's damn, I wish that dude was here.
Yeah. Yeah. This part. Yeah.
And it's man, this sucks.
Yep. Yep. And he's a great guy for advice. He's a great guy for advice. If you're working and you need a really good, overhaul, you're going back to the drawing board, Jason Heath's the guy to talk to, man. I'll tell you, I'd put him over any day of the week. Incredible. Love working with him.
That's as much as we've done over at VCW. I'm actually surprised that Outback hasn't dropped our sponsorship yet over there because they sponsor VCW, but we rep Applebee's.
Yeah.
And Jason makes sure every time to be well, we're sponsored by Outback and Applebee's, and then we come out in the Applebee's club shirts and don't give a shit anyway.
Yeah.
But
Right.
hey, man, it's part of the gimmick. You
Yeah.
gotta get
There's got
everyone
to be
stirred
rules to
up.
break, right?
Right. What better place to do it than McChicken, West Virginia? That's what I call it.
Right. Right
Lou, is
on.
there any more shit you'd like to talk on me while we're sitting here?
You do terrible things in McChicken, West Virginia. You're a very dastardly man there. Uh,
Dastardly. Good
yeah,
word.
it fits him to a T in VCW. I promise you
Oh,
that.
it does.
And
Oh
he
yeah.
had mentioned earlier being a sore loser. Marcus Twist, he can relate to you about being a sore loser as well. I recently saw him lose a match, and they decided to bring another friend in, and they just beat the hell out of these guys.
That's funny because we were just talking. We were just talking to our third friend
Were
today.
you? How'd that go?
Yeah, pretty good. We were shooting around ideas for what we're gonna wear. that's
There you go.
pretty much it. It was like, oh hey, how are we gonna coordinate camouflage? What
Yeah.
color camouflage are we gonna wear together? Because we
Right.
Saturday Night Specials decided that we're gonna be the Dudley Boys all year for 2023.
Oh
There
boy.
you
So
go.
bunch of
Get it?
different color camouflage and hardcore shit, and I mean
Hell yeah.
we'll just keep on reinventing the wheel every year, I think. But this is the year of colorful camouflage and beating the shit out of guys.
Hell
Oh.
yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I hear that. It's being a sore loser, I look at it this way. It's so fun to be a
But
sore loser.
that's what Lou doesn't get.
Good
See,
time.
like
Good
he's
time.
always on me about trying to be like a good sportsman, but I mean, like whenever it comes down to it, how
That's
sporty
boring.
can you be if you get something stolen from you that was yours?
That's right. That's
I
right.
mean, we got the biggest pop in the building on that return, didn't we, Lou?
That you did. That you did, and
Sure.
then you broke those fans' hearts.
Got
Yeah,
that Road
we sure.
Warrior pop.
They
Oh,
did,
dude.
and you know what? 2 hours later, they got that silence. When the shit went down, the place just sat there in shock. They just looked, and then one guy was like, "Boo," and everybody else was like, "What the fuck, SNS? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?" It wasn't even boo. It was just like they were just like, "Damn."
Yeah.
Well, everything will be revealed eventually. Well, I mean, like we got ourselves a design, we got ourselves a name.
Yeah.
The three of us are probably going to show up at more than one place. It won't just be at RSW.
Right.
But I mean, whenever we do show up, it'll be a big surprise. Hopefully
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah. I
Don't
did
book
I
Mad
did
Dog
I did want
Myers.
to get your take on the Sons of Mifflin County promo there that we hit you with ahead of AON. Did
Oh,
you
okay.
did you
Um,
did you like that?
yeah, yeah. Like, see, like, appreciate like a promo that's a little jabby, a little punchy.
Yeah.
DD Vice, because he had the cabin fever, was all fired up, and
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, you be like the Venom, and I'll follow it up with a little bit of comedy, and
Yeah.
I'll mix in like something funny,
Yeah.
but just call it how call it how I gotta call it.
Yeah.
Um,
I loved it. I loved the whole exchange.
Mhm.
yeah, so I mean, like, I feel like we could do a lot of really good promos as far as like pre-recorded stuff, the
Oh,
live stuff.
fun
Um,
stuff. Fun
the
stuff.
story's there. We're
Oh
ready
yeah.
for it already.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just getting there.
Yeah.
Whether we come to you or you come down to us or we meet somewhere in the middle in Johnstown, we'll figure
Yeah.
it out.
Oh, we
Because
will.
I've already voiced my opinion to the AON office.
I've
I was
put it
like,
up anywhere to anyone would listen. I said, pretty much went out there and said, hey, I want to wrestle Saturday Night Special, but hey, I'll say it right here. I want to wrestle Saturday Night Special with
fuck
RD
it.
Moss, Sons of Mifflin County. It's going to be incredible.
Book
Yes,
it.
Or, we're going to have hundreds of these matches. They're just going to go like this,
yeah. Oh, it's on the list because we were just talking about like guys that we wanted to work to go to like this year, next year.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that we have planned, going back to Jersey, doing like more of the no ring death match shit, like all over the place. Going to Michigan.
Yeah.
I've been making appearances at Warrior Wrestling, like out towards Chicago and South Bend, Indiana, and
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
T2T, throw that out
trying to
there
carve
too.
a thing. What is it?
T2T, might as well throw that out there too while you're just name
I
dropping.
just wrestled MV Young, the King of Pittsburgh, like 2 weeks ago. in a
Ah,
singles match, which is something I normally don't do. But
No.
MV Young, what is his name? The king of the trans something
the leader of the
trans man,
polyam cult,
the leader of the polyam cult. I was gonna
the
say
king of
king
the
of the Trans Am,
trans.
king of the Trans Am, dude, like the car.
Right.
God, I really hope he doesn't like see that because he punches real fucking hard. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to deal with that again anytime soon. I got two brain busters back to back. That's probably why I'm still knocked loopy now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still feeling loopy myself. I mean, every time I think about it, I'm just like, oh, whose idea was this? Right. But no,
That
man, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be
hell
great.
yeah, yeah. That's something I'm definitely looking forward to.
I'm
We
actually getting
were
ready to head up to Michigan myself, actually, for the
oh
first
no
time.
shit.
Yeah, Grizzly Pro Wrestling, and
Okay.
have you had one of these call outs yet that you're not expecting? Like, have you just like looked at Facebook one of these days and just seen somebody calling you out and saying, "Hey, this company, you should book this," and then the company books it?
I've had individual workers like wrestlers calling me out recently. I was on Willie Storm's to-do list that he wants to come up from old southern West Virginia, and he said that he wants to try a package pile driver out on me. So I mean, like, I haven't had a particular company reach out. As
Yeah,
far as that goes, like, we'll be making a debut in Neo Pro in Ohio coming up
yeah,
within like the next couple months, but they reached out to us about that. Now
right.
the whole thing with Willie Storm, I stomped old Willie's ass on July 3rd this past year, I believe. It wasn't the 4th of July. I know it was that weekend,
That was my
but
Right.
first
he's in the tag
RSW
team.
show.
He's at that was Lou's very first one that we were at anyway.
That
But
was my first one, period.
first one ever,
Yeah.
first RSW show.
Yep. And
Did
here
you
we
get to
are.
see that match in between the Rhinestone Cowboys and Saturday Night Special?
That was the first match.
I
Was
have
it the
not seen it.
first match?
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't know we were the opener. But then again, like that was a while ago too. But yeah, we ended up whooping old Duff's ass and beating Willie up, and I'm waiting for Willie to, I guess, come up and have a singles match with me. We're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yep. I thought about it here. It's crazy, man. I was called out to go up there for a heavyweight championship match up there at Grizzly Pro.
oh
I'm
yeah,
excited about that.
Oh
And
yeah.
in June.
yeah, it's
I
sick.
Congrats.
I'm really excited about that. I'm really working hard at the school training. Like, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you came up in the time to where the trainer sat there, said what you were doing, or the trainer was in the ring with you. I'm in the ring with them every single time doing the same thing. A lot of
We
times
had a
first person
little bit of
taking
both.
something. You know what I mean? It's best of both worlds doing both of those things. But like, it's to me, I look at it as like, if you're getting in the ring and you're doing some stuff in there, you might as well put it in, man. You know what I mean?
Oh
Work
yeah.
Dude.
work it,
Yeah,
man.
we've our trainer was hands on, but he's also like a firm believer in inviting people to training. We had a lot
Yeah,
of practice matches with a lot of
yeah,
onlookers that were like all experienced guys who'd been around the business forever.
yeah,
It's something that you have to drill into your head.
yeah.
Uh,
You don't have to train,
it's
yeah,
it's just part of it, man. Because if it like my debut was against Hell Country. It was in a
yeah,
tag match. It was me and DD Vice. We weren't even officially Saturday Night Special, but it was during like the hey, there's still like recordings because COVID restrictions are all crazy. And we went up against Hell Country, which is Johnny Blast and Kevin Tyler, I believe is his name, Kevin Tyler. Lou, do you know? Do you want to yell at me?
No, I don't know this one. No, I don't know.
Like the important thing is Johnny Blast has been wrestling since Dimes were, so he's been around forever,
right,
and super nervous coming into it. Cut a promo on him before we got in there, and the crowd was everybody that was on the roster and everyone that was invited, and that was it. So it was all these guys that have been around forever. I'm pretty sure Beastman was out in the crowd. We had guys like Andrew Palace and Remy LeVay, and this was
Okay.
before I knew any of those guys or
Yeah.
Oh
talked to
no.
any of them. We're talking about like these are big dudes from IWC. Like Beastman was on MLW.
Yeah.
He's a big name, been around all over the place. To
Yeah.
me, I'm small fish in a even smaller pond because
Yeah.
we're only right in Fairmont at the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you have guys, if you like hundreds of years of experience in a room, and then you have like the dude that has never done it like ever in front of anybody.
Yeah.
So, but it made you better because I was
Yeah.
just like, all right, well, there's no way that I could have more pressure than that.
No.
It's not the whole locker room on a normal show
Yep.
can be out there and watch it.
Yep. That's good. That's good that you had that experience because bet doing promos and stuff like that now aren't so hard. You know?
Man, so I like to feel like my promos are exponentially above par compared to a lot of people that I've seen. And like
Right.
I feel like guys try to trip me up too. Tim Cross had them bring a microphone out to me, and they never fucking told me that I was supposed to cut anything. So we ended up
Yeah.
having 2 matches. After the second match of this tag team tournament, I just get the microphone handed to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice." No one said anything.
Yeah.
Let's fucking make it work, make it
Yeah.
happen.
I
Told
think.
everyone to kiss my ass, and I left.
Hey, I think the way it is anymore with me now, it used to be I could really work good and maybe could talk a little bit. I think I can talk a whole lot more now, and I need to work a whole lot more on getting my technical side back in the ring because I have like 100 million things that I've done for years, and then just stop doing a lot of it. So I mean, like I'm still trying to grab all that and muscle that around and stuff. But the best part about like being in and as long as what I've been in for is like I like the part that like I just learn stuff every single day. Like even like right here, like doing this, you know what I mean? Like you learn something about business every day, and it literally is just the best business in the world to be in. I'm so thankful to be here.
Oh,
Agreed.
absolutely, man. We're thankful that you are here. And
Yeah.
I just said this on Twitter, like what was it, like today or the day before I posted all these match flyers, and I said, get after it or it'll get after you.
That's right.
So if you're not motivated and you're not out there trying to improve yourself,
Yeah.
if you can't be in a ring, study. If you can't study, do some calisthenics, hit the gym.
Yeah.
You should be trying to improve yourself every day. I see
Yeah.
Matt Silks and his camp out there busting their asses a couple days a week. I know all those guys train to the teeth, like
Yeah.
just every day, day in, day out.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what you have to do. If you
It
want
is.
it, if you want anything in this world, you got to put a lot of time and a lot of effort in. You have to have heart for it all.
Yeah, you
I
do.
mean, that's something I think everybody that's ever experienced it and been in a ring, everyone knows how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something we all share. We've all
Yeah.
busted our ass. We've all like felt down or out about something.
Yeah.
You know, there. I feel like whenever I hated wrestling the most while I was training is whenever that's whenever it all clicked and it just
Yeah.
happened, man.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, I don't want to do this shit. Like it's so hard. And
Yeah.
then like just out of nowhere, just started like pounding out shit. And then here you
Yeah.
are, you know?
Yeah, it's it. It's exactly just that. Like I'll tell you right now, I would have never imagined that I would be doing what I'm doing right now. I thought that I would work the HWF show and maybe another show maybe. But like
Mhm.
I just started really it became a goal of mine to just get experience, but it wasn't I think the contributing factor to it though is having students.
Yeah.
And if you can get booked somewhere, odds are you'll be able to get those guys booked there too. Like Johnstown, AON, first that company was the first company that really booked a lot of my guys. Like a lot of my guys had their first real look up there. And now like Artie Mosh, man, my tag partner, went from when we were kids and we backyard together. He's been with me for 18 years and so has Edward James. And it's like we have gone through everything together. But Artie Mosh in a year's time has just gained so much. And I think it is seeing me go through the things I'm going through, him going through his own experiences, but also being able to manage it and be like, this is a big thing, and it is hard. And it's not just the physical aspect of it that's hard. It's the mental part of it that's hard. It's the who's my friend, who can I trust, and this, that, and everything else. And you're literally holding someone's life in your hands out there. You know what I mean?
There's so much pressure, but once you learn how to like work under that
It's
pressure,
incredible.
yeah. That's wrestling in front of people is one of the best feelings in the entire world. Even if it's a crowd, there's only 2 people out there, or if there's 250 people out there.
That's right.
Every time you go through the curtain, you can't compare it to anything.
No, you can't. You cannot compare it to anything. There's nothing in the world that you can buy or anything that makes you feel the way that rush of going out the curtain and hearing them people either cheer you or boo you. Regardless, you're getting them to react, and that's the important part of this.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's why we do it, man. We do it for the fans. We might do it for ourselves, but we do it for the fans too.
It's all for them, man.
It's one big machine. You got to have all the cogs in it for it to run smooth.
That's right.
That's just how it is.
That's
and
right.
As long as you keep all those things like in check, keep checks and balances, all of it, you'll never have a bad match. You'll never have a bad time.
Yep. Nope. That's right. That's right.
As much as I love this positive, motivating, inspirational stuff, I was sitting back and I was like, damn, we hit an hour like 6 minutes ago, but it was good stuff, so I didn't want
Awesome.
So
it's been fun.
We definitely ran over time. That's cool because it's good, so that's perfectly fine. Marcus, you know how we wrap up the show, but first I want to give Matt a chance to promote anything he wants to promote, any last words of inspiration, any socials, any t-shirts. The floor is yours.
All right, man. Actually, I'm getting ready to upload my first round of Pro Wrestling Tees designs up on there. So
nice.
I have a Matt Silks page on there. Of course, I got all the socials, you know what I mean? Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. I want to promote IWL down there in West Virginia. I'm getting ready to have a match next Friday versus Van Williams. It's going to be a light heavyweight title match, so I'm pretty excited about doing that.
Cool.
And then the next day, right after that, we're in McConnellsburg, and we're doing a show for EPW, Enterprise Pro Wrestling. We're really excited about that. It'd be the Sons of Mifflin County tagging down there for their tag titles. Huge shout to HWF, NCW, PWX, AON, Grizzly Pro Wrestling, Seven Mountains, CCW. Everybody out there that's doing this right now, shout out to those guys. And of course, you can find me on Facebook. I'm with the TRK Army. That's our thing, and I want to shout out my team as well. Dawn, Sam, all you guys, Tim, my wife, Trista, everybody that's bringing me up and making this experience what it is. It's an incredible experience. And my tag partner, RD Mosh, and all the guys at the school, Mifflin County Wrestling Academy up in Lewistown, Pennsylvania. If you want to become a pro wrestler, we do it 3 days a week, baby. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do it, and then we work the shows on the weekend. We love this shit.
Yeah.
Go do it. Live your dreams. Get on it.
That's it.
Well, I guess I'll start promoting a little bit. This Sunday at VCW, what is it? RISSLIN. That's wrestling. That's the name of the show for VCW. That's this Sunday. You have Saturday night special going up against the Rad Boys. I like to call them Dirt and Dad, or the Neighbors. We're going to be there Sunday, so make sure that you tune in on indiewrestling.us to see it live. Of course,
maybe not. We know how they roll.
Hey,
I did that before.
You'll end up getting mixed into that if you keep talking the way you're talking. Bud.
I'm just saying, I don't want my listeners thinking they can watch it live, then being disappointed. Go ahead.
Oh, it's no. IndieWrestling.us should have it. Like, if not, like streaming live, it will be available on there. I'm assuming. I haven't heard anything about the show actually yet, but that's normally where they all end up. I also have all the socials. We have Marcus Twist on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Probably other stuff. I don't know. We got a pro wrestling tees. There's a Marcus Twist page. There's a DD Vice page. You can get throwback designs for Saturday Night Special on there, or you can look up just Saturday Night Special on TeePublic. We have a whole bunch of new awesome designs, including the Applebee's Club T-shirt, and we have a variant up. And then you can also check out WrestleRoni on Twitter, Facebook, and I'm pretty sure we should get an Instagram. But we have a TeePublic for WrestleRoni. We have one design up because Lou refuses to take a picture with me. I don't know why.
I know someone does some designs that may be able to hook you up there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey,
Let's see what I can do.
I've been trying to get him to take pictures with me, and he just runs off.
Yeah, well, because I don't trust you.
I don't know why you can't.
You're dastardly. Remember,
he's a scoundrel, even.
But like always, be good to each other. Support indie wrestling. Support the people involved with indie wrestling. Definitely keep coming back and checking out the WrestleRoni podcast, because we try to bring it as real as it gets to you every single episode. And if you guys enjoy this one, maybe I'll take over more of them and I'll just invite people on. I think this one went really good. I'm excited about how everything went. Absolutely. I'd like to thank Matt for being on here and talking to us this evening. I'd like to thank Lou for not doing fucking anything. He barely talked the entire time.
He just grabbed the rest hold. And was like, "Easy, kid. Easy, kid."
I've been sitting here smoking a cigarette, chilling, man. This has been great.
Hey, man,
Easiest
show good conversation.
Ever.
I really appreciate it, man.
Hey,
yeah, man.
Before we let the listeners go, we do have a big announcement. I forgot myself, Marcus Twist, but this is a pretty big deal. I'm glad you're here for it, Matt. This is a big deal. Maybe you could be a part of it someday. I'm inviting you on. Here it is. Coming soon, next Saturday, Marcus Twist, just in case you didn't see it on the socials. WrestleRoni, right here on the channel. We'll have our own monthly wrestling show. What are we calling it? Saturday Night Shoot Masters. That's what it's called.
Saturday Night Shoot Masters.
Remember Saturday Night Slam Masters?
Yeah.
That's good shit, man. That's good shit.
Yeah,
very good.
Awesome,
an hour a month.
We have everything planned for introductions and stuff. I think next week we know some of the matches that are coming. It's going to be awesome.
Cool, man.
Wrestling show for wrestling fans, for sure.
I hear El Thrasho's even going to be on it.
El Thrasho is one of the most dangerous, most metal luchadors that I see. I'm really excited to see him back in action against Mad Dog Zach Myers. That match is going to be on the first episode of Saturday Night Shoot Masters. Plus, a whole bunch of other guys will be on there too. I think we're going to have Billy Knox in a match on there, so that's exciting.
Nice.
And the majority will be RSW action. It is RSW branded, but I have got clearance from RSW owner Tim Cross. Other promotions are welcome to sneak a match on there. We'll sneak you on. Tim Cross, we have his blessing, even though it's RSW branded. So you want to talk about building bridges, and you want to talk about healing and everybody working together. Get on it. There's the invite. You heard it here. Give me the
we
footage.
could have one. We could have one hell of a show if we end up putting some HWF on there. Maybe we talk to the Voltage guys. Maybe
man.
Throws a match our way.
Hey,
maybe
you never say never.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. You never know what's going to hit on this Saturday episodes. So I mean, I'm really excited. I know that I'll get to see some of myself on there, which I always like watching myself, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, right? That's perfect.
You never say never, and I always say, come on. Let's do it. We're going to let the folks go. It's went over an hour. I appreciate you, Matt. It's been a fun one. Marcus Twist, me and you'll talk later. And we love you. I hope you'll have a good evening. And we're out of here.
God bless.
WrestleRoni, baby.
Attention Masontown, West Virginia. The king is coming, and he's ready to take his throne. Real Shoot Wrestling presents the King of the Juniors, a historic event to crown a King of the Juniors and the inaugural Real Shoot Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion. Real Shoot Wrestling has scouted independent professional wrestling to find the most exciting, athletic, and death-defying wrestlers to create an exciting new division showcasing this extraordinary pool of talent. 4 singles matches that culminate in a fatal 4-way final, where the winner will emerge as the first ever Real Shoot Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion. So join us March 25th at the Preston County Youth Center for this can't-miss pro wrestling experience, and to see the crowning of a new king.